Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is Massive Brad and welcome to our brand new manager career mode on FIFA 19. A few days ago I uploaded the new series trailer saying, guys, I'm going to be doing a brand new manager career mode and you guys are going to be making the decisions. From the title of this video, you guys will already see who we are going to be taking over, and that of course is AFC Ajax. Now I'll quickly put on screen at the time of recording, this is how the straw poll looked. We had Ajax on 14 votes, Borussia Dortmund on 6, Paris FC on 6, Monaco on 5, AC Milan on 4, Sunderland AFC on 3, Real Madrid on 2, Napoli on 2, Parma on 1, and also West Ham on 1. So first things first, thank you so much to everyone that did vote. 44 votes, that is absolutely incredible. And the majority of you guys wanting to see either an Ajax or a Borussia Dortmund career mode. And to be fair, out of the 3 teams that I picked, the 3 come top. I was happy to do an Ajax, Borussia Dortmund and a Paris FC, and they were the 3 top teams. So thank you so much. I'm glad that a lot of you agree with me. But this brand new series is going to be at Ajax. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this, guys. Now, I recently just uploaded Season 2, Episode 1 of the Liverpool career mode. And at the start of it, I said, guys, I hope this video isn't going to be too long. I want it to be about 10 to 15 minutes. It was actually half an hour. I am not going to make this video long. There's going to be no gameplay because this whole series is going to be developed by you guys. So we're not going to do the 30% increase. We're not going to do the global transfer network. All we're going to do, we're going to pick the team. We're going to get into this. We're going to look at the team that we've got. We're going to have a little look at the money situation. Then we're going to talk transfers. But every decision is going to come from you guys now. I'm not going to be doing straw polls in this first episode. It's all going to be based on comments that you guys leave. So what we'll do first is we'll head over to the Netherlands, select Ajax, and we'll continue through. Now we need to do all the manager stuff. I will just quickly go through this, guys, and make it nice and easy so we don't have to worry about all the boring parts. Right, so I've just filled in the manager preferences. We've got the first name, the last name, the nationality, and of course the manager. As you can see on the right side, done something a little bit different this time. I've never done a manager in a tracksuit, so I'm actually going to leave him in the tracksuit. Normally I like to go shirt and tie. I don't like the suit because to me, the suit looks too big for the manager. It's a little bit crazy. And I also just quickly want to say, guys, that I did do a straw poll on the brand new series trailer asking you guys, did you want to see legendary or world class? The majority of you, I don't actually have it in front of me, but just because I don't want to get this wrong, I will go ahead and look at the time of recording how the votes are. So if we just bear with me a second, guys. What difficulty should we play the new series on? Results. And it is 18 for legendary and 8 for world class. Now I will screenshot it and put it in the video for you guys, but we are going to be playing on legendary, which is good because we have just literally decided in Season 2 of the Liverpool career mode that we're also going to play on legendary, so it'll get me a little bit more used to it. The fact that I'm playing both of them on legendary as well. The currency, we're not going to be in sterling. This is going to be a little bit different for me because I've never actually changed the currency depending on where we are, but we're obviously in the Netherlands. We're taking on Ajax and they use the money or use the currency euro, so we'll go ahead and change the euro. European competitions we will keep enabled. Transfer window is enabled, and we will make sure we download the current squads. We've got the stadium there. Happy days. Let's go ahead and advance now, guys. Let's get into this game, have a little look over the team, decide what we're going to do. But remember, this whole series is going to be based off you guys, right? I have an idea of how I would like to go about doing this series, which I'll talk to you guys about in a minute. Right, guys, so I've just done all the boring stuff, saving it, making a brand new save, and straight away, of course, as always in FIFA, we've now been invited to a pre-season tournament, which we will go ahead and advance to invites. We've got the European International Cup, the European Continental Shield, and the Champions Trophy. This is a team right now, I can't remember how much money they've got, but we probably need to go for the most money. But there's not a big difference, there's only 400,000 euros in it. So I'm thinking we could potentially go for the European International Cup. We've got the likes of Burnley, Nice, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Galatasaray, Calgary, some decent teams in there, but we also have a decent team ourselves. If we jump over to the European Continental, we've got Cologne, we've got Wolfsburg, we've got Bobby Firmino's ex-team Hoffenheim, Real Sociedad, and then if we go over to the Champions Trophy, we've got Hertha in there, Levante, Fulham, Atalanta, a few decent teams in there as well. But I think what I'm going to do is, realistically, the difference between the teams in this league and the teams in that league aren't too much difference, and there's only 200k in it. So I think, you know what, we're doing a brand new series, so let's just go for the biggest one. Let's just do it. Let's get put into a group with some decent teams. So there you go. We got Burnley, Nice and Crystal Palace all in our group for the European International Cup, which I'm very happy about because we want a bit of a challenge. It's unrealistic. We're playing on Legendary. We want a decent career mode. So first things first, of course, we're going to jump over to the office and see what they say. So we'll go to the bottom first, introducing myself. It's a scout called Lorenzo Smith. That's not a problem. We'll go ahead and delete this. We've had a scout report. Not a problem again. Our vision and expectations from the board. We are delighted to have you on board and are looking forward to seeing you succeed at our football club. For Ajax, success is not just about results on the pitch. We have a brand to protect, a business to grow, and supporters to please. Given Ajax's identity and our long-term plans, these are the main areas we want you to focus on. They want us to make 50 million euros in share sales. That shouldn't be too difficult. Obviously, in the Liverpool career mode, we're having to make like 250 million. So 50 million euros shouldn't be too bad. I think that's around 45 million pounds. And then we've obviously just had an email about the fact that we are going to get involved in the European International Cup. So we'll go ahead. We've gone through the emails. Happy days. Now, first thing I am going to do, guys, because I don't really like it, but it's the whole scouting situation, okay? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go into the global network, click into Smith, and I'm just going to remove all these players. And I know a few of you guys might be thinking, Brad, why are you doing that? It's dead simple, guys. I am the manager. You guys are the assistant managers, but together we are also the scout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall that scout. I'm going to recall that scout. I'm going to recall that scout. When we look for a player, let's say we're going to look for, let's say, Trent from Liverpool. If we don't know anything about him, his value and stuff, one of these guys will go and scout him. But you can set it. You can give them instructions. As you can see there, we've got promising player, first team quality and playmaker, and first team quality for a striker. That means that the 4 men that we hire there in the global transfer network, these 4 here, they will go out and scout people within a few different leagues. I don't like that. We are the scout. I'm the manager. As I say, you guys the assistant manager. We need to do the scouting ourselves. We don't want somebody doing our job, so I'm quite happy to recall all of them. Now we're obviously going to go on to transfers. Guys, this career mode is going to be as unrealistic as you guys want it. So I'll quickly show you the money so you guys know what to play with. We've got 26.5 million euros, so not a lot of money at all. Now, the way I thought of planning this series out is we go for young English players that we can bring in, train up and sell on. And a few of you might be thinking, why only English, Brad? As we all know in football, English players go for a lot more than any other player. That's just how it is. If they are English and if they're in the Premier League, they are worth a fortune. Like, for example, England striker, Spurs' striker, Harry Kane. I rate him. He's an absolutely unbelievable striker. But do we think that the rumours of him having a 250 to 300 million pound transfer budget or transfer amount, or that's what he's valued at, do I think that is right? No. That's just how it is. It doesn't even matter if you've got a bad English player. They will still be worth a lot of money. That's just unfortunately how football works. English players seem to have a lot higher when it comes to their transfer value. But you can see there, 26.5 million to spend, 42,000 euro on a wage budget. So we don't have a lot of money. But when I'm thinking of young English players, I'm thinking, do we maybe go and get Rashford? Do we maybe look at Sancho from Dortmund? There's plenty of decent options out there. But what we have to do first is we have to see how Ajax line up, because they do have a very decent and young, talented squad. So if we'll go ahead and click into the default squad right now, we've got Dolberg up top. So right now we're playing a 4-2-3-1, I do believe. Is that right? Yeah, a 4-2-3-1, and it's narrow. We've got Dolberg up top as the striker. We've then got Tadic, which I do believe he may well be the Southampton man. I'm not sure if they bought him, but I'm guessing that is going to be him. Van der Beek and Zeke. If I pronounce anyone's name wrong, guys, I do apologise. Let me know in the comment section how you pronounce it correctly. Try and spell it out for me. But I'm going with Tadic, Van der Beek and Zeke. They are the central attacker mids, and we play 3 of them. Behind them, we have Sean and De Jong. Now, this De Jong, in fact, it might be De Jong. I'm going to say De Jong, actually. He is a very, very hot prospect when it comes to Premier League teams, because I know that Manchester City, United, and also Chelsea are all looking at this 21-year-old. He is meant to be very, very good. So I'm looking forward to using him, especially in that central defensive midfielder position. Then we've got, see, this is where it gets difficult now. I was looking at the rest of the team and I was thinking, apart from the left and right back, everyone else looks decent to pronounce. But we'll go for it, guys. Tagliafico? Tagliafico. We're going to go with Tagliafico, but for now we'll call him Tag. Guys, if you know how to pronounce his name correctly, if there is anyone out there from the Netherlands, please help me pronounce these names. Then you've got Daley Blind, De Ligt, which again is another unbelievable hot prospect for the future. I do believe I'm pronouncing his name right. De Ligt. I think it's a silent G. And then Mazraoui. Let's go Mazraoui. Let's call him Maz for sure. So we got Maz, we got Tag, we got Daley Blind and De Ligt at the back. Onana? It's going to be Onana, isn't it? Onana. We'll go with him. He is our goalkeeper. So right now, when you look amongst the team, it looks pretty decent. I would say the average rating amongst this team is probably around the 80 mark. If we go and have a look at some of the substitutes as well, we've got Neres, Huntelaar, Labayad, Eating, Lamperoux, Nissan Christiansen, and Voba. And then if we go into the reserves, they have a few reserves, mainly 60s, a few 70s there. We've got Sinkgraven, Shares, Johansson, Sirius, Lang, De Witt, Orajula, Cerny, Bakker, let's just call him Eek because I really don't want to mess up his name, Veltman, and Bandy. If I've pronounced any of them right, guys, I'll be happy. In fact, if I've pronounced 5 of these players right, I will be happy. Again, if I've just killed someone's name and you don't know how to pronounce it, please let me know down below in the comment section. This is where the decision comes down to you guys, because I could be saying to you now, right, I think we should get a new right back, a new CDM, a new central attacker mid, and a new striker. But that's not how this series works. I've said many times, and I'll say it throughout this whole series. It's you guys to decide. So the first thing I'm going to do is say to you guys, where do you think needs improving? When I look at it, I think a CDM is probably needed. I think Schoen, he may have a decent growth potential. In fact, I'm going to say he doesn't because he's 32. So I think realistically, when I look through this team now, I would like to offload some of the older players. I'd like to maybe get rid of Schoen. Maybe have Daley Blind as a backup, but bring in a new centre-back. We've got plenty of other young players, 19, 18, 20-year-olds. But that's my opinion. This career mode is about you guys. Obviously, Huntelaar must be getting on. You're 34 years of age. He is definitely getting on. We don't have a lot of money, so make sure you drop some comments down below. It can be as unrealistic as you guys want. But there is a but. I've decided this, right? For this career mode, I am not going to be able to do 2 things, and I think this just makes it a little bit more fun. Number 1, buy any Liverpool players. The reason for that is because obviously this career mode is going to run alongside the Liverpool career mode. I don't want it where in 3 or 4 years, both teams in both series are going to look similar. Because I know a few people might be thinking of bringing Trent at right back. I would love to bring Trent in at right back, but I'm going to stop myself and I'm going to say, rule number 1, we're not buying any Liverpool players. And rule number 2, we're not allowed to buy any players or approach any players that we have bought in the Liverpool career mode. So like, for example, going into Season 2, we've got Talisca, we've got Ramsey, and we've got Godin. Which means when we get to the end of Season 1 in this Ajax career mode, we can't go after them 3. We could go after Anthony Martial, we could go after Balotelli. There's other players out there that we can go in for. But none of the players that we've bought in the Liverpool career mode or we have in the Liverpool team can we have in this Ajax career mode. I just think it makes it a little bit more fun. Now, by the time I'm recording this, I'll have already got prepared for episode 2 by looking throughout this team and seeing the growth potentials. But looking at it from what I know, Dolberg has a high potential, De Jong has a good potential, De Ligt has a good potential, and I'm guessing Ziyech maybe because he's only young. They are all going to have decent growth, and I'm sure they will grow me. And Ziyech's already 83. You guys have got to let me know when it comes down to the transfers. So I think the last thing I am going to do, I'm trying to keep this nice and short, guys. I'm not going to do any trading in today's episode. Like I said, I'm going to look at who has decent growth potential. Now it's about the transfers, guys. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into them because, like I've said, this is your career mode. You make the choices, and I'm going to constantly say that because that's the whole point of this. The Liverpool career mode, we keep it realistic. We don't want it to go, you know, too over the top where we have Messi and Ronaldo and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put a few players now on the transfer hub. Then we'll have a look at some of those players and then we can discuss them. But I'm not going to sign any. I'm not making any big choices today. Your guys' comments down below in this first episode is going to build the structure for this brand new series. So make sure you drop loads of comments. And first things first, Royal, you're always apologising for how many comments. Don't apologise. I want you all to leave as many comments as you want. I'll reply to them all. I'll read them all, like them, heart them. That is what I do. That is why I like being, if you can class myself as a YouTuber, that is what I like doing. Building a community where everyone gets involved. If you see a comment from Chris or Lee or Royal or Kororo or anyone like that that leaves comments, MTA Plays, anyone leaves a comment and you think, do you know what? That's a good idea, or, oh, that's a good sign. Let's say Kororo says, sign Rashford. And Royal and Lee, you like that, hit the thumbs up on it. Because then I'll see that a few people, it may have 3 likes, it may have 20 likes, but I will know that a few of you guys like that idea. If you see someone else's idea that you like and think, do you know what, that's a good one, make sure you hit the thumbs up on it so I know for the next episode. I'll be reading all the comments and replying to them within the 24 hours. And then when I next come to record, I'll have it all in front of me. What I'm going to do now, as I just said, guys, add a few players to the shortlist, to the transfer hub, and then we'll quickly discuss them. Right, guys, so I've added a few players to the transfer hub. We're quickly just going to go through them. And as I've said throughout this whole video, I'm not going to sign any of these. Just if any of these players stand out to you, go, Brad, I think you should sign him, blah, blah, blah. We may also have to look at the other side. So instead of signing players, we maybe look to get them on loan. We may also, I'm saying about bringing in young players, we may have to go for older players. Like, for example, in the Liverpool career mode, we got Dani Alves for 3.6 million. He would fit in this team nicely because he's a decent high rated, and even after a year, he did come down to a 79, but he'd still be higher than our current right back now. But quickly to go through these players, I've just done the football spine, and if you guys don't know what that means, it's the straight line from the goalkeeper to a centre-back to a midfield to a striker. There's no wingers, there's no left back, there's no right back, there's no wide players. It's just if you draw the straight line from the goalkeeper all the way up, they are the players I have put in. So we've got Alex Meret, Ampadu, Foyth, Aki, Adli, Foden, Mount, Cutrone, Keane, Weah and Isaac. Now to quickly go through and talk about a few of these, Isaac has always had a massive potential. That's exactly why he's on the list. I've always wanted to try out Timothy Weah at PSG. Keane, I've just been told about in previous career modes that he's really, really good as a striker, so I've put him on there. Cutrone, because he has an absolutely unbelievable growth potential this year. Mason Mount, because he's young, but not just because he's young, he also scored an absolutely incredible goal against us in the Liverpool career mode. The problem is he's in a Chelsea kit, which makes me think the other player is currently out on loan. So is he at Derby County, but he's actually a Chelsea player? I didn't actually know that, but we may have to look at that later on. Then Phil Foden, always wanted to play with him for the last 2 years. I've always wanted to play with him in a career mode. Adli, because someone's just mentioned him in the past. Nathan Ake, because I've played with him. I do believe in FIFA 16 in my career mode, and he was solid, always jumping for the headers, real strong player. Foyth, just because he's a young potential player, I want to try him out. Same with Ampadu, they're just young players. And Meret, because he's got a decent high potential. But I have had a little look. Our goalkeeper now has a decent potential. I think Meret gets to about an 86, and our goalkeeper in goal right now actually gets to an 85. But I'm just thinking about a backup goalkeeper. Of course, we're also going to look at getting a scout. We'll have to hire one, but the problem is it's going to cost money. So if we go to hire a scout, is anyone 5-star and 5-star? We have a 5-star and a 4-star. He's going to cost 3.2 million out of our budget, which will take us down to 23 million euros. So guys, let me know whether you think it's worth hiring a scout. If I was to hire a scout, I would probably look for a midfield player, a central attacker mid or a centre mid. But again, I'll say it again and I'll say it again, guys. This series, this career mode is all about you guys. So make sure you let me know what you want me to do down below. But I'm actually going to leave it there for today's episode, guys. Just wanted a nice quick episode for you guys to watch, see the team, know how much money we've got, and then you can go off and have a look at previous career modes you've done where you've brought good players in. Maybe you'll have a look at looking at some loan players we can bring in. Maybe even go online and have a look at some decent potential players. But I've added a few to the list. If there's anyone there that's jumped out at you and you've played with them before in a career mode, say, Brad, played with this player, he's really good. And if a few of you guys have played with that player and you like the comment, make sure you give it a thumbs up so I can see it. But there's the starting 11. We've added a few players to the transfer hub. In the next episode, we will be playing, I'm going to say maybe 2 or 3 games. So we've got Nice up next. If we go and have a look at the calendar just before we end today's episode, we've got Nice, we've got Palace, and we've also got Burnley. I will play all 3 of those games in the next episode with the team we've got. But it's your job to make sure you guys are the scouts. Smash loads of comments down below with players that we can buy. But remember, it can be unrealistic, but we haven't got a lot of money, so don't forget that, guys. But that is going to do it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below. If you're new around here, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. And I've been Massive Brad. Peace out.